on.
Hey,
We're on.
Your face is closer than 4 inches.
My face is closer than 4 inches.
Yeah, the mic.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can hear us, can't you?
That's just a little quieter than usual. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there's that static.
Well, they can't hear it, so.
I don't think you guys can hear us. We're on.
Yeah, hey.
How's everybody doing?
Fine. Were you talking to me or them?
Yes.
Both?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
It really annoys me, for those of you watching on the live stream or the recording of the live streams later, it really annoys me that when I look at Sam, it looks like I'm looking at Nathan on the screen. And when I look at Nathan, it looks like I'm looking at Sam on the screen. It's all backwards on my video, but I'll try not to let it bother me. How's everybody doing? I think the sound should be working.
Let's hope.
No, I'm serious. I can hear it.
Well, can they hear, like, computer audio?
Let's see.
I'm so used to having the mic.
I know,
close to
so
my
close.
face.
Yeah, no, it's there. You guys can hear it. I've got. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. We're getting ready to record the show. You guys get to watch us
Get ready.
record the show, including watching us get ready to record the show and then record the show. And I'm going to do my best not to pay any attention to you guys while we actually record the show. So I won't get.
But you can pay attention to them before and after.
Right.
Yeah, we're paying
later.
attention. So looks like I got some thumbs ups. Can hear you. Can hear you. Hey, good deal. Good to have you guys on here. Star Wars has been weird the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And I know that some of you guys that are on the stream right now have experienced a little bit of that weirdness. And so happy Sunday. Yes, very, very much so. I would just want you guys to know how much we appreciate you. And we appreciate that we have some amazing Star Wars friends that we can continue to talk about our amazing love of Star Wars with. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
I don't think
Maybe Nate's got his papers standing straight up. Why are you sitting so straight, Sam?
This is how I had the mic set up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make so your camera's a little bit less.
What, do you want me to have bad posture? Is that what you want?
I don't want you to have bad posture, but I do want them to be able I don't want them to have you say you have bad posture. But I do want them to see your good, beautiful top of your head. Because, your hair is so pretty and
I spent an hour getting ready this morning.
That's probably true.
No.
This is not good. All right.
This is not on the show.
This is on the video.
Oh, crap.
This is on YouTube. This is on Facebook. And this is on Twitter. Right now. And anyone watching live. Promote good pasture. Somebody said yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. All you guys over there at Certain Point of View Pod. So let's see if I can get it up on the screen. Show. It's not working. Everything is not working today when it comes to the video stuff. So I apologize. So,
and if it's laggy,
let's see.
We're sorry.
Yeah. There. Yeah. Now it's on.
Yay.
It's just everything.
Are things
is
happening?
Slow.
Our internet's been really.
We got to like 10 megabytes per second.
Yeah.
When we're supposed to be getting like
It's all
150
dial up.
It's frustrating as all get out, so I'm going to hide that.
Could you demonstrate that again,
No, but
please?
literally the Cracker Barrel here uses dial-up.
How do you know?
Because I was there, and we were talking about it, and the sound was there, and it took a good solid 2 minutes for their system to boot up.
You right there, Dad?
No, I'm not.
They said they're getting a new system in a couple weeks, so.
Yeah.
It's
about time.
To hide some of the graphics, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry the video is so bad. StreamYard. It's not your fault, I hope. So
I don't think it is. I think it's our terrible Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's just been really
might be my
bad
computer, might be our Wi-Fi.
Well,
I doubt it's the computer.
Everybody in this household has been experiencing the bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's been all over.
All right, so let's talk through the show, guys. Nathan, you're going to practice your intro here in just a second. So what we do on the live stream is you guys get to watch us record from start to finish, including our pre-show stuff, our post-show stuff.
Post-show stuff?
Well, sometimes I end up like yelling at you guys afterwards. We try not to put that on video because that's ugly. No, I don't yell at them, do I?
No.
I don't yell at you, do I? So, no, I don't yell at them. So we debrief the show sometimes. But yeah, we're gonna do this in just a minute. We're gonna switch over. I'm gonna just focus on the audio. We're not gonna worry about you guys. You guys are welcome to comment away and have lots of fun conversations
with each other, but not with us.
But we will not be able to discuss until
afterwards.
Yeah,
we can talk about all the stuff you guys said afterwards.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how we do it.
Anyway. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about banter. Is going to be just Hurricane
Banter.
Sally stuff because we aren't even supposed to be in Orlando right now.
Yeah, we're definitely not supposed to be in Colorado.
No, we moved out of Colorado.
That was a little while
I
ago.
forgot that. But anyway, we're supposed to be in Gulf Shores, Orange Beach.
We're not.
They got hit with a big, massive hurricane, and
No, it wasn't
Screwed
supposed to
everything
be a
up.
big, massive
Well, we'll
hurricane.
talk about that on the show. We're gonna talk a little bit about the CLEP testing stuff that you guys are working on, especially Sam, because you took your test this week. And
Good job. When
we
you
don't
can
have
hear
an
about
answer.
that.
We'll talk
It'll
about
be
the show.
about a week.
And then we're gonna plug the Star Wars Rebels Revisited coming October 7th
Unless we're having to go
to
Orange
Alabama.
Beach.
So that's the challenge. We may have a problem with recording. So
So let's just
We'll
not give
figure
a
it out.
definitive date, but just plug it
who's
still
gonna
like
do which one of the
Oh, I didn't even look at
polls?
that. Hello.
that. I'll do Bupenheim.
Me?
Bupenheim.
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 I'll do Blog of the Hut.
I shouldn't have
'cause it
chosen
seems
that.
All right, good, because
appropriate.
I like those guys over there at WST.
I knew you liked that too,
That's
so I
Todd.
figured I'd go
I
with
like
that.
Todd Hoffman
Yeah.
and
Wait, that's
and,
Todd Hoffman. I
yeah.
should probably accept his
And
friend
who else?
request.
I think Todd's the one. You should.
I should probably. I got.
I really hope he's not watching right now.
I got a request from Todd Hoffman, and I'm like, who is this guy? I don't accept friend requests that very often. I have maybe 8 unanswered friend requests. I just forget about them, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'll just leave him hanging.
So anyway, he's got like a friend request from a cool guy that we've actually been on his show.
Yeah.
So I should
And,
probably
yeah.
accept that.
That would be good. All right. And then we'll talk about the poll there. That information.
Hot takes is
hot takes. So we'll just talk about that. I think we've already kind of gone over some of the Dooku stuff
A little bit.
for the most
Yeah,
part.
I think we're
bet.
I'm going to go
pretty set.
straight Jesus religious stuff on.
Jesus juke.
We're going to go do a Jesus juke on the dad moment this week. I'm going to talk about being a Christian, Jesus Christ, and I don't feel bad about it. So,
Jesus is a friend.
No.
Jesus is your friend.
Oh
Jesus is
no.
your- oh, should we do that for them?
Yeah,
Should we
sure.
find
Can they?
Share
Can
the
you play
video.
that for them?
Let's see. Oh, come on. If I'm just hoping it works. Jesus is your friend. All right.
Jesus
I'm gonna
is
pull
your
the-
friend.
Explain what's
My-
going on. Go explain what's going on.
So this is a really weird music video, I think from the 70s of just I don't know if it was a church, but just somebody made this song with their family. Like
I don't know if it was a family. I think it was a group.
group, full
Regardless,
production value. Like
it's something.
high end.
God, our internet is so bad. I'm sorry. So, I think you guys are locked up too. I'm trying to pull it up. So anyway, explain what it is.
It's
did.
Just we did, but you just kind of have to see it and hear it.
Maybe we'll let it pull up. Well, I don't want it to keep running while we're trying to record.
Well, let's
We'll talk. Maybe we'll come back with it later if the internet's working better after.
let's
Yeah,
try.
let's try that.
We'll try anything else right now and then see if it works.
Yeah, we got to do the anything else's. So who's got which one?
Luke Skywalker battled the ghost of Ghost of the Inquisitor.
It duplicated. I'm sorry. It was supposed to be just the ghost of the Inquisitor.
I thought it was like the ghost of a
I'll
ghost.
talk about it because I know some more backstory on it.
So you know what's going on there?
Mhm.
Okay, good. Who's got which one?
I don't even know what webbish.
The
bog.
spider. I'll do that one. That's the spider.
You get to talk about the person that died.
Penny McCarthy. She played
A lot of the creatures in the
in the
cantina.
cantina, you
Yeah,
know, like
the
the red face.
Like the guy that was
Looking
from
yeah. I know what you're talking
Mandalorian.
about. I don't remember what he was
Right.
called.
She played that
Yeah,
character.
yeah,
And that's a
yeah.
dude.
Dabaronium. Yeah.
That's a dude.
and it worked.
And she was not a dude. That's crazy stuff. All right. And then you guys know how to do the ending, and you don't have to overemphasize the polite, nice thing. It's the
Yeah.
shtick is done. Okay.
No, I'm just trying to do it, and then I notice I'm doing it, and
No,
it's
that's okay.
hard.
Just
So don't
just
do it.
Be bossy then.
Okay,
All right.
please.
All right. Yeah. All right. We got from a certain point of view.
We should
No
probably
issues
just
on
talk
this
super
end.
slow, and then like start going choppy.
No,
to
we're
make
good. They're
people-
saying there's no issues on their end. Okay.
Oh,
good.
well, that's good.
All right. So here we go. We're gonna start the recording
Nice.
and have fun over here in the
Wait,
comments.
I'm not ready. We have to
And-
practice.
Oh, Nathan's got to practice his intro. So, and I got to practice the audio for the intro. So,
And I get to sit here.
you know you're a tuta.
I think so.
practice your tutor.
No, I'm not gonna practice
Put
it.
your hands on. Ready? 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 132 of Tatooine Sons.
Okay, please don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, you can't yell. It's pegging over here.
Pegging?
Yeah,
Welcome,
like it's going
Star
into the
Wars
red.
fans.
Oh.
Welcome, Star Wars fans.
No,
Yeah,
just no. It was like the whole thing was like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 132 of Tatooine Sons.
good.
When we first see Count Dooku,
Big breath.
We learned that he was a highly respected Jedi Master, a former member of the Jedi Council, and a master to Qui-Gon Jinn. And what's really amazing is that the story he tells of Obi-Wan Kenobi...
Not of Obi-Wan, to
He
Obi-Wan.
tells Obi-Wan
we
Kenobi
go.
of a corrupt Senate being controlled by a Dark Lord of the Sith is true. Things aren't always as they seem with Darth Tyrranus. Why'd you have to make that such a complicated intro? But before we discuss that, we'll give more of our thoughts about the trailer for Season 2 of The Mandalorian and more.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours.
It's time for Tatooine Sons.
All right, now that you've run through it, let's do it one more time, and then we'll go make it. We'll do it for real.
Faster and more intense.
Faster and more intense.
I can make it intense.
No, that's not pegged though.
Yeah. All right. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 132 of Tatooine Sons. When we first see Count Dooku, we learn that he was a highly respected Jedi Master, a former member of the Jedi Council, and a master to Qui-Gon Jinn. And what's really amazing is that the story tells Obi-Wan Kenobi of a corrupt Senate being controlled by a Dark Lord of the Sith. It's true.
You can take a breath and stop somewhere in there.
You don't
it doesn't
have
to
to
be
keep
one
going through.
one breath. All right, let's try it again. Oh
Breathe.
my gosh. This is what we do every week. Okay.
I just like to keep
All right,
things
can I tell a story? You're like 15 and you're a much like more emotionally developed and mature than you were when we started this show. So
Yes.
can I go back to
Oh,
when we were starting this show?
yeah, please.
Here's the deal. When we would do this practice run, when we first started doing this show, hey Savannah, how are you? When we would start doing this show, literally Nathan would be practicing this for 20-30 minutes and it sometimes be in utter tears.
I was just
Because he would
sucking at
get
it.
so nervous about doing this intro, and then we'd record it, and he'd sound great. But it was like we were taking him to the dentist before we would do this intro, and
Even though
he'd
he
be like,
likes the dentist.
tears
I do
going
like the
down his
dentist.
cheeks. You guys are so glad we didn't do this on video. It was
ugly.
It would be
was
ugly
ugly.
crying.
Yeah.
Before we'd start, and then we'd do the show, and it'd be perfectly fine. When we'd get into it. Now it's just like he knows he's gonna suck during practice, and so he accepts it. So
Yeah.
But he's gotten a lot better.
it's it was funny. So anyway, all right. Now that I've thrown you under the bus because I love you, only pick
Can
up
we
the-
throw Sam under the bus now to make it even?
Oh, we could, but we're not going to. All right, go.
Dang it.
Practice your thing.
Okay. Okay, are we gonna count down? Are we gonna count down or what?
No, just do it.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 132 of Tatooine Sons. When we first see Count Dooku, we learn that he was a highly respected Jedi Master, a former member of the Jedi Council, and a master to Qui-Gon Jinn. And what's really amazing is that the story he tells Obi-Wan Kenobi of a corrupt Senate being controlled by a Dark Lord of the Sith is true. Things aren't always as they seem with Darth Tyrranus. But before we discuss that, we'll give more of our thoughts about the trailer for Season 2 of The Mandalorian and more.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours.
It's time for Tatooine Sons.
All right, we're good to go. And then
Bueno.
afterwards, stick around because
There's a little
I'll tell the story
afterparty.
about why this matters and what we're gonna do after the show.
So your breath don't stink?
Well, let's just say I took one and put it in my mouth before the show because I could smell my own breath. But anyway,
Okay.
You
We're
got
gonna record,
gingivitis?
so-
Why do you have such a long run-on sentence in that?
know.
It's like,
He's taking the English clip. I can tell because he's talking about run-on sentences.
no, I know about run-on
we'll
sentences.
talk about it in the show. Okay, we got to record.
All right, we gotta go.
We're gonna switch off. I mean, you guys can see all this stuff, but we're not gonna be paying attention to you. Have fun over there in the comments. We love you guys. You're awesome. But now we're gonna record the show, so we should have all our audio going. Mics are on. Are you guys ready to do this?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, we're getting ready to start recording. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 132 of Tatooine Sons. When we first see Count Dooku, we learn that he was a highly respected Jedi Master, a former member of the Jedi Council, and master to Qui-Gon Jinn. And what's really amazing is that the story he tells Obi-Wan Kenobi of a corrupt Senate being controlled by a Dark Lord of the Sith is true. Things aren't always as they seem with Darth Tyrranus. But before we discuss that, we'll give more of our thoughts about the trailer for Season 2 of The Mandalorian and more.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours.
It's time for Tatooine Sons.
It's true. All of it.
What is the name of the porg on the Millennium Falcon?
Force is strong in my family.
What do you think his name is?
Try that again.
We're gonna do that again.
That was
because
a
there was
little
some weird
weird.
auto ducking
Was that
thing.
was that the
That
auto
was the
ducking?
auto ducking confusing itself. It was like looping through and like cutting itself off. So no auto ducking going. All right, we're gonna do that again. Because
I got to do it again. That was a perfect intro.
You gotta be quieter, dude.
Let me
You're
delete
so
that.
loud.
No, I'm not.
Don't do that.
Oh, that's too close. To
Ow.
start.
All right. All right, you guys ready? Let's try it again. All right, 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 132 of Tatooine Sons. When we first see Count Dooku, we learn that he was a highly respected Jedi Master, a former member of the Jedi Council, and master to Qui-Gon Jinn. And what's really amazing is that the story he tells Obi-Wan Kenobi of a corrupt Senate being controlled by a Dark Lord of the Sith is true. Things aren't always as they seem with Darth Tyrranus. But before we discuss that, we'll give more of our thoughts about the trailer for Season 2 of The Mandalorian and more.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours.
It's time for Tatooine Sons.
It's true. All of it.
What is the name of the porg on the Millennium Falcon?
Force is strong in my family.
What do you think his name is? It's a big moment.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
Maybe Turbis?
Do or do not.
What?
There is no try.
What?
Are we mute?
Turbis?
Oh, okay.
As far as the podcast goes.
Oh,
not
if
for the
you're
video.
listening to this live
Anything being
stream-
said right now is on video.
Thank you for
Porg's
clarifying.
name is
Clarifying
Turbis.
that.
No, you shouldn't have.
It's a good Star Wars name.
So the audio's playing in the background, but we've got our podcast mixer
We're not done
muted.
yet.
So, all right, you guys ready for your Tuesday?
I think so.
All right, mute is going off. Where mics are on.
Everybody was.
Welcome, Star Wars fans. This is Tatooine Sons, your weekly look into all things Star Wars from the unique perspective of a father sharing his love for the amazing space fantasy saga with his two sons. I am BB Nate, and I'm joined first by my brother, Samuel the Hutt.
To Star Wars fans, thanks for tuning in. And if you're not a Star Wars fan, then you should become one because this October, there is all sorts of stuff coming out for Star Wars fans. It is awesome.
October's going to be great.
October's amazing.
It's been a lot of fun already.
True?
Yeah.
This last week was like, oh, wait, there's real Star Wars news. So,
Pretty much.
It was like no rumors and stuff. So,
And of course, you can't have Star Wars without bizarre father figures. So on that note, here's my dad's Bowtie Jedi.
are you
guy.
mad at me or something?
No.
You were very.
Was very direct and
And your
abrupt.
face looked.
Well, of course. There's
What was that?
it's like not as direct or what I
Wow.
was doing. I don't know what I was doing.
Okay, so
Let's just
that's
move
cool.
on.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Fine.
This afternoon?
Fine.
Been a rainy day here in Orlando,
Yeah.
like all day long. It was like I couldn't even go running or walking or whatever I do. In
It
the
was
morning.
nice, though. I slept in.
You guys
It
slept
was
in.
all nice.
I got up. I got dressed. I read my Bible. I did all my stuff, and then the heavens came down.
Like did they?
But
actually-
glory did not fill my soul. For those of you that go to church, that old hymn. Anyway, it was like rain like crazy, and I couldn't run. So
Yep.
I was kind
You
of
run?
bummed. Well, I
thought you
run,
walk.
walk, do a little bit of both, depending on how I feel that day. But I had my podcast stuff ready to go in my earbuds, and
Your earballs?
my earbuds. I had that doesn't work. And then I have my podcast loaded on my phone or my Apple Watch.
You're having a hard time.
I was ready to go, so I couldn't do it. So,
I'm sorry.
but we aren't even supposed to be here.
Nope.
And there was like just a few days ago, I wasn't even sure we were going to be recording this weekend.
Yeah, that's
We were going to
true.
try to do it Thursday night, but I wasn't 100% sure it was going to happen. And then we decided not to go to Orange Beach, Alabama. Reason being,
There was a hurricane that
Yeah.
destroyed almost everything. Well, not everything, but it caused major damage. A lot of people lost power. It was really bad. But things are getting better now. More and more people are getting their power back and stuff. So
A lot of people have gotten power.
yeah,
so.
most people have gotten.
it's pretty
power.
devastating though, the damage and such. And we've got family there. Obviously, your grandparents, me, mom, papa, Christy's parents live there. We've got friends there that
We're affected.
were affected, and families that are having to live together, and people that evacuated because they weren't even sure power was going to be back for a couple of weeks. But
Yeah.
they got most of the power back from what we understand, so we're very gracious about that. Hoping we get to go back. We were supposed to be there this weekend. Got some stuff that we're going to be doing there as soon as we can get the medical appointments rescheduled,
Yep.
and then going back up there. So,
We'll see.
yeah. You guys have had a busy couple weeks. You especially, Sam.
Yeah, I've been studying for the college composition CLEP exam. So I ended up not.
But let me clarify here, though. There's a lot of people that don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go through
what a
and explain
CLEP
that.
exam.
Yeah, I'm
is.
going through that right now.
So-
So I ended up dropping my actual college classes this semester just for numerous reasons, and I decided I would CLEP the courses I need. Now a CLEP is standardized exam that you take that gives you college credit for whatever course it counts towards. So in my case, this college composition course counted for their second English class at this college. So basically it allows you to take a test for knowledge you already have or already know most about and get credit, so you don't have to pay for the class, you don't have to go all semester. I mean, I studied and took the test within maybe 4 weeks at tops. And then
I don't even think it was 4 weeks.
Yeah,
I think
and
it was
then
like 2 weeks that you were studying for it. It wasn't much at all.
And the program I used to study for it and everything, it's going to be completely free. So I basically just took a college class for free in like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
it's a really good system.
Going to help a lot.
Now
and
I'm clapping another one.
And BB Nate, you're going to be doing some of those as well, right?
I'm doing one right now, but
Which
studying
course
the
is your,
same-
the same one.
Same
as
one.
you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to take the test here before too long. That'll be good.
Yeah.
With it, and then Nathan's got concurrent enrollment with college. Got accepted. Did you know you got
Yay.
accepted?
I do.
Okay, I didn't know if Mom told you because you weren't in the room when she got the email, and she forgets sometimes to say, because it wasn't.
I don't know what classes I'm going to take, but
Yeah, so he's doing concurrent enrollment, college, high school at the same time, trying to knock out a bunch of the college stuff.
It'll be fun.
With some CLEPs and some other college level stuff, and
basically, Mom said that the college classes are going to be the fun ones.
What
Oh,
do you
yeah.
What do you know what they're going to be, or any of them?
Just not generals, like not science, math, English, history, that kind of stuff.
You're going to
'Cause you
CLEP
can
that
CLEP
stuff,
that.
right?
No, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm clipping it. I might be. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I just go
Mom
along
does
with
all
the
that
flow.
stuff, so.
She figures it out, and I do it because she tells me to. So
Well, that's the way that homeschooling works. So, not a problem with it. So, and then what are you hoping to be studying college level? What course of study are you going after? Like direction, major, focus?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you guys had talked
Well,
about.
I know I want to work in film. I've always loved films. I've loved movies. I can always watch a movie, no matter what time it is. And I don't know, but I don't know where I'm going to go into that. I was leaning to sound mixing, and I think that I'm still kind of leaning to that, and because that'd be fun. And learn the mistakes that Tenet made.
Yeah, explain what that means because we've seen Tenet twice now.
Yes, so there was a problem with Tenet, and everybody's been agreeing that the sound mixing wasn't great. Now, what my job would be was that after all the sounds were recorded, after they were already leveled by the sound editors, I would be going in as the final finished product. I'd be the last step in making sure that the movie is ready for release. I'd be leveling all the voices above sound effects and music, and making sure that
So the dialogue and audio and such.
And you ever noticed, at the end of a conversation, that sometimes the music rises? That would what I'd be doing, and I'd just be recording that. And it doesn't take too long because you have to. It's a long break, and then about 3 to 4 weeks of a huge rush. Sometimes people go a full 4 days without sleep, going constantly because.
And this sounds appealing to you.
It does because. I'm the first one to see the finished product. No. But no, it's 4 weeks of seeing the same movie. Does that sound fun to you, Sam?
No.
No,
I don't think
does
so.
to BB Nate. So.
It does.
Well, that's cool.
So we I don't think we've really talked about Tenet.
No, we haven't.
Not on the
Much, have we?
podcast,
Yeah,
no,
so
no.
talk about it. What do you guys think about it now that we've seen it twice?
Oh, it's great. It's really, really good. I mean, most of Christopher Nolan's films are good, but this one, it really keeps you thinking the whole way through. It's really tough to grasp the first time you watch it. You should definitely go and watch it a second time.
If you
because
can.
once you watch it the second time, you notice more things, and it's just more enjoyable to watch. It's easier to watch in a sense. Because you kind of understand, oh, this is what's happening here. This is why this is happening. Because there's so many different things. I mean, it's about time travel. That's pretty clear. I'm not spoiling anything here. It is about time travel. But there's so many different interlacing storylines.
But it's a version of time travel that is very different than what you've seen. It's not Back to the Future Endgame level time travel where you decided to go to a spot in time and you just go to it.
Right.
With it. There's
It's actually called time inversion.
Yeah, it's very cool. And you should watch it. And I definitely, if you like Christopher Nolan, you need to watch this film. If you're like Mom, who would be like, never watch Memento, get frustrated by that film, has watched Inception and thinks it's
Okay.
too confusing and doesn't
Yeah.
like it. Didn't like Interstellar.
She
If
didn't like
that's the way,
Prestige.
didn't like the. I think she's okay with Prestige.
Oh, okay.
But those films are not her thing because it's confusing and things change at the end and you get caught off guard and you have to think about it sometimes 2 or 3 times. Like we watched Memento recently and we had to go back and watch it again the second time the next night. That type of situation. That's not the kind of movie you like, then this isn't for you. But if you like Christopher Nolan, you like Inception, you like Memento, you like Interstellar and those types of things, then you really should check out this film. So
It's a lot of fun.
and then because we may be going to
Orange
Beach here before too long
Hopefully.
for a weekend. We do most of our conversations with Star Wars, our recordings, and all that stuff on Saturdays and Sundays, most of the time Sundays. It may put a kink in releasing our first few episodes of the Star Wars Rebels Revisited, but we're going to do our best to try to nail that down and get that going. But that's coming hopefully early October as we move things forward. All right, so you guys ready to start talking about some Star Wars stuff and not everything else?
Not everything. Yes.
All right, let's talk about last week's podcast poll of the week.
Are you brainless?
I never asked that question
Oh, good Lord.
until after I've done it. What?
It wouldn't be a Tatooine Sons podcast without some problem in it.
That was weird. It stopped.
You just stopped it and went.
I didn't stop it. It did it on its own. I was just sitting here and it stopped. All right. All right. Last week's podcast poll of the week. I was going to go ahead and like start that segment again, but I'm not going to. All right. I just don't even care. So at this point, I'm just going to have fun. All right. Who was the true villain? 'Cause Last week we talked about Dryden Voss. So who was the true villain? I can't get words out.
Villian.
Villian? Hold on.
Impressive. Every word in that sentence was wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Who was
It's gonna be a long podcast.
who was the true villain of Solo: A Star Wars Story?
I got a bad feeling about this.
We had 269 votes. Not bad. We need to do better. That's on you, not on us.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not really. Please vote. Okay. We had 269 votes. Dryden Voss, Tobias Beckett, or Maul. And
This was relatively close.
it was a lot. Well, no,
No,
it was a
no,
runaway.
it's not.
It was a little close between Dryden Voss and Maul. The idea of Beckett being the bad guy was one that people didn't.
I thought you were
see.
going to put Kira in there for fun.
No, I didn't. Some people did. Some people tweeted
Really?
tweeted like gifs of Kira and stuff like that. Like she's the bad guy.
I got some ideas.
I don't think she was the bad guy.
No, I don't either. but-
With it, and Tobias Beckett's just Tobias Beckett, right? He's just being himself with this. But there was some conflict between Maul and Dryden Voss. Dryden Voss did win. Maybe it was because of the arguments that we made in our podcast.
it has to be.
Definitely. Hold on. We'll just go ahead and do this again.
Impressive. Every word in that sentence was wrong.
Yeah. Dryden Voss got 46.8%. Tobias Beckett got 15.2%. And Maul got 37.9%. Surprised by these votes?
No, that's about what I would expect.
Did you think Maul was going to get as much of a vote on that? Just because all he does is really show up at the end.
No, I think it makes sense. I mean, he is the puppet master of it all, so I think it makes sense that he wouldn't be the top, but it makes sense he's above Beckett for
The
sure.
arguments for Maul being the bad guy were pretty good. A couple of them. I think I've got one of them on here. Who's got the first one?
Yeah.
Well, I'll do the first one. So it's WSTR Media, Todd Hoffman, and oh my gosh, I cannot remember, Carla and Heather. Oh gosh, I can't remember everybody involved in that show, but it's a good show. You check it out. WSTR Media. Is this even a question? I love it when somebody tweets that, because yes, it is a question. That's why I asked it.
And that's why there's a question mark at the end.
So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
Anyway,
Maybe it's rhetorical.
I think it was. Voss is just a pawn to Maul. Counter with who is a villain in A New Hope, Tarkin or Vader?
Well, that's a good counter argument.
Explain the argument there as to what they're trying to say with in connection with Voss and Maul.
Well, I mean, Tarkin of that film could be considered the villain, right? Because he's the face of the, he blows up Alderaan and all that, but he's not the bad guy. You could make an argument for Vader, But I think ultimately it is still the Emperor. Tarkin is still just being controlled by the Emperor, or I guess to an extent Vader in this.
Well, I think it was talking about more like Tarkin's I guess I don't know. I kind of got the idea that it was talking about Tarkin was not really the main bad guy. Vader was, but Tarkin seemed to be. I don't know.
That's not what I get from. But you get where they're like the point they're trying to make with it. Like there's a villain who's the face of it, but not necessarily the bad guy behind the scenes.
Good. Who's got the next one?
That's me. This is from Blog of the Hutt, which I kind of like that name because
Samuel the Hutt likes Blog of the Hutt.
It's actually clever.
Is it like Blogger?
Yeah, it's like Blogger of the Hutt.
Like Blogger.
Blog of the Hutt. I can't do it like
Blogger
you.
of the Hutt. You know what I'm saying? It's like Blogger.
I can't do that.
He's a blogger. You know what I'm talking about? He's a blogger. Like he blogs. That's what he calls him. It's a blogger.
You done?
I'm done.
Okay. They commented Dryden, period. Maul is the head honcho, but he seems like he was remote from what was actually going on there. Beckett was only trying to save his own skin. If things had gone differently, then Beckett and Solo would have parted as friends. Period. Wow. That's a good.
A blogger the Hutt knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point, though. Had Beckett not, turned, I think they would have still remained friends.
Well, yeah. Generally speaking, when you don't sell
When
somebody
you don't
out,
stab somebody in a bag.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to remain friends after that.
Stop
honestly,
poking holes in my argument.
All right, you got the next one.
All right, we have.
Just say it.
Bupenheim Mew.
He picked this one solely to be able to say Bupenheim Mew.
It's a fun name.
It is.
At
Bupenheim Mew.
I don't know if I should spell it or not. I'm gonna let you figure that out.
Bupenheim MEW. There
Mew.
we go. Not Mew. It's like
Mew, like a cat. But not
Maybe
really.
the real
Meow.
villain. Can you let
Yeah.
me finish my statement? Or no, Bupenheim Mew's statement. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty rude. We're talking over a guest that's not really on the show.
Wow.
Maybe the real villain was the friends we made along the way.
I knew somebody was going to say that when I posted this tweet and I said who was the true villain of Solo: A Star Wars Story. I knew somebody was going to say something like that because that's such a Twitter thing to say. So, all right, this week's poll because we're going to be talking all about Count Dooku.
Should we answer this poll now?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it for us. Yeah.
Okay.
Which expression of Count Dooku? Which version of Count Dooku? I get tired of asking which version of something, so I thought I'd change it up this time and say expression of Count Dooku.
Oh wow, a nice vocabulary, diction. I learned about that in.
I've been doing writing lately, and so.
Yeah.
You doing the English clip too?
No, I'm not. Which expression of Count Dooku is your favorite? Vote and reply with your why. Prequel films, Clone Wars, or Dooku Jedi Lost?
Who's
Sam, go first.
I don't. If I had to
You don't what?
guess right off, initial instinct, I would go with
What you
Clone Wars.
want. This
Right.
is the one you want.
Which one do I think is my favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with Clone Wars.
Why?
I'll explain it.
Oh,
in the
you'll
topic.
explain later.
Ha!
All right, BB Nate.
It's also an excuse for me to give myself time to think.
I'm gonna go for Dooku Jedi Lost. I know that's Dad's topic later, but it is my favorite version of Dooku.
It is interesting to see that.
I love
that whole
the
storyline.
version of early Dooku we get, and how he wasn't all the way terrible. He was
All the way terrible.
all the way. I mean, he had his moments of bad. Okay,
I'm going to argue in just a few minutes. I like Dooku Jedi Lost best as well. I'm going to argue that the Dooku of that audio drama is actually a better Jedi than most of the true Jedi. And
Wow.
Savior.
Interesting.
who's yours? Yours.
Hot
I
take.
just said it. Dooku Jedi Lost. I just
Just
said
said it.
Okay.
Pay attention. All right.
You underestimate my power.
That was the wrong one. I meant to click this one.
I have spoken.
All right, there we go. This week has actually provided a lot of significant Star Wars news as opposed to, rumors and leaks and all the general silliness of Star Wars. There's a short character preview from Star Wars Squadrons, a little more info about Tales from the Galaxy's Edge. Oh, and then there was that, I don't know, there was a trailer for The Mandalorian. That's all up next on Hot Takes.
This is where the fun
You
begins.
should have stopped,
Huh?
started
You
right
want the bad
after
news?
the
Or the really
Tales from the
bad
Galaxy's
news?
Edge. This, and then pause it, and then
Impressive.
talk about the
Every
Mandalorian
word in
trailer.
that sentence was wrong.
All righty then. War's over, imp. That's like the line I remembered from.
Well,
I think
I
that's
think
one of the
whole
only
word
lines.
imp is a recent addition in Star Wars. I only really started noticing it in Fallen Order. I remember them saying
Calling
that
somebody
a lot.
an imp, like short for Imperial.
Yeah. I kind of like that. Like that's interesting that they put that into Star Wars. I don't know.
Slang against.
Yeah.
Wars over imp. EA and Star Wars released a CG short for Star Wars Squadrons. We're going to go straight to an article that was fantastic if you want to learn more about it on polygon.com. You can watch the video there, but then the article was really good. That's why I picked it. It's a new trailer for Star Wars Squadrons was released on Monday, showing the aftermath of the Battle of Endor from the Imperial perspective. You can
kind of like Battlefront 2, but a different.
Very similar.
Anyway.
You can view the 7-minute video there on that article or on YouTube. The evocative clip from EA's Motive Studio takes players to the Imperial dockyards over Varsha, a jungle planet with deep canyons and flat green plateaus. And that's where the Imperial Star Destroyer Overseer is fighting a delaying action against an overwhelming New Republic force. A starbase identical to the design shown in Rogue One, a Star Wars Story. Is seen breaking up and falling from orbit, and much of the action takes place in atmosphere. The action includes a cat and mouse dogfight between a masked New Republic X-Wing pilot and a highly skilled TIE squadron leader flying an interceptor. It's clearly designed to give the good guys a bad name, highlighting a bloodthirsty duel between a fresh X-Wing and a heavily damaged TIE interceptor.
We have a mission for you.
How does this short make you feel about the future of the campaign mode in the game?
Well, I just want to mention one thing before I answer that. A lot of people have said that this short reminds them of the shorts for the Old Republic game. If you've seen some of those cinematics, it's a very similar feel. It's a really highly polished CG short that has to do with the game, which I think is really cool that they're kind of bringing that back, but for new Star Wars. So
like intense story drama and things like that built into it. But they've done that in these other games, haven't they, with Fallen Order and such?
They haven't done any CG shorts like this.
So, okay, explain to me the difference then for these old guys, that don't
at least
really
you admit you're old.
know what we're talking about. What's the difference between a CG short like this and what you're saying with Old Republic?
The same.
And the cutscenes in Battlefront 2 and Jedi Fallen Order.
So they're just promotional material, but they're different from a trailer in that it has its own little story to it, and it's not a cutscene because it may not necessarily be from the game itself. It's just a short story material that's used to get people interested in the game and get people interested in the characters and the story, which is exactly what they did with the Old Republic. There's like 5 or 6 shorts that are like 7 minutes long, and I've watched them all. They're really interesting. And
for the Old Republic or for
Old Republic?
Old
Knights of the
Republic, not Knights of the Old Republic.
See, this is why I get confused.
Yeah. So that was all promotional material, and it was usually for like new main updates to the game and stuff. But in this case, they're just using this to, build hype for Squadrons. But I appreciate that they're going back to that mode. I don't know what the word would be, but I'm glad they're bringing that back for this game.
Yeah.
What was the original question?
How does the short make you feel about the future of the campaign mode?
Well, I don't know if it's going to give us... I don't know if that's going to tell us much about the campaign mode of the game, but if you're talking about the story
the
itself...
The character that we see in this short...
You all right there, BB Nate? He's tired.
I'm pretty sure that the...
It's like 4:30.
4:30.
Is it 4:30?
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the character we see, I'm pretty sure is the same character that we will be following in the game.
The Imperial, yes.
And this happens right before.
Okay.
So that's why it matters.
So this is like a prologue, sort of?
Yes. For that character, and then I'm pretty sure we're going to get another one.
So is this one of the characters that we're going to play in the game?
This
is the Imperial character you play. And then there'll be I imagine they'll release a short like this, but for the
Rebel one.
New Republic pilot you'll play.
Not the one we saw in the...
No, he's
short.
kind of...
He's dead.
Smushed.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
Okay. What'd you think about it, BB Nate?
I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited for the campaign. I think it's going to be good. I'm more excited for the multiplayer, but that's the point. It's going to be multiplayer centered. But I think that the campaign's going to be good. It's going to be short. It's going to be sweet, and I hope that they don't kind of just say they have a campaign and don't do a lot on it and don't work well on it just to say that they have a campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I have a feeling the graphics are going to be pretty nice too, judging by this short.
Is it possible that someday we get a whole series of animated stories that are in this same format? Because it was amazing.
I hope.
I mean, yeah, I don't see why not, but it takes a lot of manpower to create such a highly developed short like that. You know, it's different from a animated show because it's not as taxing. This is so detailed, they have to make it short like that. I mean, not a lot happened. There wasn't much dialogue or anything like that. It was just them flying around for the most part. But it was so detailed and there was so much to render that you have to make them in really short clips. So maybe like a mini series online for that could be possible.
I would love to see it. I thought it was great storytelling. It was beautiful. The space battles were almost indistinguishable from movie level or Mandalorian level stories. It was absolutely
you should really go
fantastic.
watch the clip.
Yes.
Basically.
I would, yeah. If you haven't watched it yet, take time to
It's
do it.
7 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
Star Wars Squadrons is set to be released on a whole bunch of places: PlayStation 4, Windows PC, Xbox One, on October 2nd. We're just a couple weeks away, guys. Can you believe that?
it's next week.
Is it next week?
Yes.
Next week.
No, today's only the 20th. We've got 11 days or 12 days.
Well, I'm not saying it's within a week, but I am saying it is next week, Friday.
Okay. It's going to be compatible with virtual reality headsets. That makes me happy. On PC and PS4, and will support flight sticks and throttles on PC and
I hope the PS4
consoles. It
throttles
does.
and will work,
It
because
does.
if
That's what
so,
people say it does.
I might just have to
I mean, it does.
bite the bullet
It
and
does.
buy it.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
Imagine that in
All right.
VR.
All right. So we've gotten a closer look at Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge.
This is madness.
Yeah, that probably should bring that up since it's all based on C-3PO. This is from CBR.com. Star Wars fans will get the opportunity for an epic team-up with C-3PO in the upcoming VR experience Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge, arriving on Oculus Quest this holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. And
Merry Boxing Day.
Merry Boxing Day. And Festivus for the rest of us. Okay. A gameplay teaser trailer for the upcoming title follows a droid repair technician who crashes on the faraway planet of Batuu, where he meets 3PO, revealing that he is on a top secret mission with the Resistance. 3PO enlists the player for help as they navigate the dangerous Outer Rim world. The trailer gives us just a tiny, tiny bit of actual gameplay footage. What did you think about what you saw? I'll start with you, BB Nate.
I think it's going to be a very fun game, but there was one thing about the blaster mechanics in Vader Immortal. It's very hard to aim.
Well,
Really hard.
Vader Immortal wasn't built around blasters.
No, and I understand that, but I'm excited for it, and I think it'll very much work. I think it's going to be great, but I do want to be able to repair droids. Like
have a little mini game kind of where you sit
where I
there
can
and fix
pair
droids.
droids and everything.
I bet you will.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it looks like a lot of fun. I really hope we get the opportunity to have a lot of gunplay in it. And with different guns in Star Wars, because Star Wars is known. You know, if you've played the Battlefront games, especially Battlefront 1, you know there's a lot of different types of blasters for you to use. I hope we have access to all of them. I hope we have the big, heavy repeating blasters, Han Solo's blaster. I mean, all that. I want to be able to use all the guns. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks kind of RPG-ish, if you know what I mean, Nate.
I guess.
It's got it had an inventory bar and stuff, so you'll be able to have items on you and stuff, which I bet you'll be able to go back into Black Spire Outpost and trade with people to get parts or new weapons or things like that. So I think that'll be a really fun mechanic for a Star Wars game, especially in VR.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're going to have a lot more free play in
Yes.
this version than you do in Vader Immortal?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be linear.
No,
I think
go ahead.
I think there will be missions that once you start the mission, you're on you got to complete the mission. But I think otherwise you'll be able to go around and walk around and interact with things, explore.
I hope there's an ability to use vehicles, speeder bikes, something.
It depends on how large the map is, but if it's big enough to allow that, I would imagine.
Well, I
there'd be
mean, we
something.
already saw a trail and the foliage of Batuu, and not
It's true.
not like the Outpost. So we're already getting more than that. So
It's gonna be good. All right, last one. Say the best
Wait,
one for
you
last.
need a closing. You need to read the.
Oh, I do have a closing statement, so I should read it.
See, I'm helping you. I'm here to help.
I have spoken.
Or should I do this one?
So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
Developed by ILMX Lab, which you guys again you're free to send us a copy. We have an Oculus already.
Yeah, I got the Quest.
Just send us a copy of it.
We'll
Let
beta
us
test
try
it.
it out. We'll beta test it. We'll do a review on the show.
non-spoilers. We won't reveal anything.
And if it's not good, we'll say it, but we'll be nice. But if it is good, we'll say
Which it
that
probably
too.
is.
It's probably going to be amazing. Anyway, developed by ILMX Lab, Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge arrives on Oculus Quest this holiday season. All right. We're finally catching our breath. After watching the season 2 trailer for The Mandalorian.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Just go to
This is the
YouTube,
way.
find the trailer. Just find the trailer.
It's like not even 2 minutes long.
It's worth watching.
so we're just gonna let you watch the trailer, and we're not
We'll-
gonna talk
we'll
about
start
it.
2 minutes of silence.
So
No, we're not doing that.
What?
Okay. So basically, instead of we did a whole video where we broke it down. The audio was weird. The video was weird. We had problems the whole time.
tried to
Thanks-
move everywhere.
Thanks for your patience.
Yeah.
On it. But now we've watched it I've watched it like 6 or 7 times now.
I've watched
Have you guys
it
watched
twice.
I've watched it 3 or 4 times now.
All right. We're just gonna do. I'm gonna do a rundown now. Some questions.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. I'll start with you, BB Nate.
Okay.
Who is Mando searching for? The Yoda species or the Jedi?
I think he thinks that the species is the Jedi. So the Jedi.
You think so? What do you think, Sam?
When Nathan puts it that way, it's kind of hard to see any other perspective. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it would have to be the species.
the species or the Jedi?
No, he says that he thinks that Yoda's species is
the Jedi.
Okay, so he's not looking for like Yoda's family,
No.
Yoda,
No.
mom
Looking
and
for
daddy,
the Jedi.
like Yaddle's cousins.
Yeah.
He's not looking for them.
No.
He's looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi
Yeah. I
or
don't think he's catching.
What
Ahsoka
if they
or
freaking-
Luke or
Yeah,
What if they meet Cal Kestis trying to rebuild the
Kestis.
Jedi Order?
that would be kind of cool.
That's how.
especially
and then
because
And then in Fallen Order 2, we got Baby Yoda.
we have Baby Yoda as
That
a
would
playable
actually be-
character.
I want that.
Samuel the Hutt. We'll start with you on this one, and then Nick can answer it. The voiceover heard while we see Sasha Banks' hooded character is talking about the Jedi and sorcerers and wizards or all that weird stuff. Is this a clue as to the type of character that she's playing?
I think it's too obvious. Like, I don't think that I can't formulate sentences right now. So I think it's a red herring. I think we're being misled. I think she's just some character in a hood. I don't think that necessarily means that she's a Sith or a Jedi. Lots of characters wear hoods in Star Wars. I think they're just trying to throw us something to get us to speculate. I don't think that means that she's a Sith or anything.
I think it's a red herring, and I hope it's a red herring, because if it is, then that means that she might be Sabine, and I just want more rebels.
I don't see it.
I want more rebels. I think we need more rebels.
Who was it? I think it was John Hoey from the Resistance broadcast that tweeted out side-by-side photos of the same photo of Sasha Banks with the hood on it, but he has like what you see in the video.
Right.
And they're like, could they be holding back some information because they don't want to tip their hand? But then the second picture has like those markings that
I don't think it's
Barriss
Barriss
Offee
Offee.
had, and it looks like the hood works. Could it be Barriss Offee?
Isn't she dead?
I don't think she is.
She's dead.
But she'd be way too young
And it's
Yeah.
to be that, because Barriss Offee's Clone Wars. This is after.
This is after
Yeah.
the Empire.
And isn't she green?
Yeah.
Okay, I liked it.
But I can, like, the face structure works perfectly, but otherwise,
Yeah.
nothing.
I thought it was a good idea.
I don't think it works.
It
You're wrong.
did have merit. It got me to think about it for a second, for sure.
All right, BB Nate, we'll start with you. Is it Ilum or not?
Yes, because if he's looking for the Jedi, then that is a point that he has to stop at. It is a place where every Jedi normally has to go there. It's a part of their journey, and so why wouldn't it be a part of his journey? I mean, so it would make sense for him to go there. Why Alex Damon brought up a really great point in his video about this. He asked, why isn't the Empire there? And he says that they might have dropped it. And I'm like, that would make sense because after Death Star 2 blowed up.
And after Death Star 2 blowed up, you know. All right, sorry.
Yes.
Why do you always do this with your mouth and you do
Because
that?
that's the only way I can talk like that. So I
Um,
got to move my lips over to the side and talk a little bit funny.
Like
you know what I
But-
Sylvester
I got to
Stallone.
talk like Sly. You know what I'm saying, man? You know. Anyway.
Say Adrian.
Yo, Andrew. I can't do that. I can't do it on. I can't do it on the spot. So anyway, what were you saying? I don't think you remember, do you?
well, it's just after the Death Star 2
Blew
up, and I think that they might have dropped it because they're like, we're not making a third one. And then the
they
First
make a
Order
third
is
one.
like, let's make a third one. But they might just not be there. And there are markings and tombs of everything about the Jedi, and so
And who's to say they didn't land in an area where the Empire
Yeah,
didn't have an
exactly.
outpost
and
right
the
there.
canyons and everything
Yeah.
just point to Ilum. It's not Hoth. I don't think it's
Yeah,
Hoth.
it doesn't look like Hoth.
Doesn't look like Hoth. It's not constantly.
I mean, it could be some never before seen.
Yes,
planet.
True.
it could be, but I don't think it's Hoth. I don't know of any very many other snow planets that. I mean, Episode 1 Racer had a snow planet,
Yeah,
and
it did.
I mean the music that was playing for.
Have you guys bought that for me yet?
No, the Episode 1 Racer, the music that was playing during the race.
Do we have
was
Bombad
actually-
Racing yet?
No, we
It's
haven't got that.
only
yet.
on the Wii, I think. But it's the same music that is playing for Episode 1 Racer's Snow Planet was actually playing during the trailer
Interesting.
at the Snow Planet.
You think it's Ilum, Sam?
I think it would make sense. I think I don't know why they'd go to Hoth of all things. There's really there's no reason for them to go to Hoth. So I think it makes sense that Ilum would be there.
What about the planet that the Republic destroyer crashed onto with the 501st at the final siege of Mandalore? It was a snow planet. We see Vader there. All of this. Could it be that Mando and Baby Yoda are looking for some remnant of the Jedi and come across that?
I mean, they could. We don't know hardly anything about
Is
that
this a way to
planet.
bring Ahsoka into the story?
That spot, no. I
Why?
don't think that she would go back to
Yeah,
that
there's really
spot.
no need for her to go back. I mean, again, we don't know much about that planet. Maybe that planet has some deep connection with the Jedi that we don't know. Do we even know the name of it?
I don't think we do.
Yeah, so like they
But
very
the-
well could bring it in.
I mean, Ilum is known for if you're going to get a kyber crystal, which who knows? Baby Yoda might get a kyber crystal.
So the season 8 or season 2 episode 8 at the end, this
Baby
big
Yoda.
battle takes up, and all of a sudden Baby Yoda pulls out like a
Lightsaber.
3-inch long hilt,
like this long.
a hilt that ignites to 1 foot saber, and
he starts doing flips.
Starts doing like Attack of the Clones level Yoda stuff.
I need this now.
But there's always trials, and that's well known. If you're going to Ilum to get a kyber crystal, there's always going to be trials. And then we see that his ship is all torn up to heck and back. He doesn't have his backpack anymore, and so who knows? It might be Ilum.
All right, last one. I'll go with you, Samuel the Hutt. What about everyone seeing this Boba Fett jetpack and helmet hanging from Mando's speeder as he races across Tatooine? Have you seen the pictures?
I've seen the pictures.
How do you feel about that?
It looks very much. I mean, granted, there's like 2 frames you can work with, and they're real grainy. But from what you see, it's clearly a helmet and clearly a jetpack, and they've got about the same color scheme as Boba Fett's, maybe a little worn down.
But yeah, there's a heavy set Mandalorian in the underground tunnels that had that same color armor as Boba Fett. Same.
Yeah, but no jet. Well, he did have a jetpack.
It
but-
was, and I'm not
Jetpack,
saying
helmet, Tatooine.
I'm not saying that
all
that's
of those ingredients together.
I know, but I'm not saying that that's his armor. I'm not saying that that's that Mandalorian's armor. I'm just like it might be a popular color scheme.
Well, I think being on Tatooine, it adds to it. But here's the thing: be very, very careful, Sam. I know that you want it to be Boba Fett. Boba Fett. The
Boba
reality
Fett.
is Cobb Vanth, which there's this huge rumor that Timothy Oliphant is playing Cobb Vanth on Tatooine, Freetown, all that stuff. He's supposed to have Boba
Boba's
Fett's armor. Is at least what we've been led to conclude based on the Aftermath novels. If it couldn't, it might not be. It might not be Boba Fett that we see. It may be Cobb Vanth with that armor.
Well, that's not to rule out that we don't see Boba Fett in the series, though. Just he may not have the armor.
That's true. Well, we'll have to wait just a couple more weeks. You can. I recommend checking out Star Wars Explained's breakdown of the trailer. I thought it was fantastic. You can just
That's good.
listen, guys. If you're a Star Wars fan and you're not subscribed to Star Wars Explained stuff, I mean, you're just not doing it right.
He gave us that poster, didn't he?
He did. He gave us the
Yeah.
Battlefront 2 Han Solo Star Wars story, Millennium Falcon poster.
He's a cool guy.
He's
Anyway.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, check it out. Star Wars, the season 2 of The Mandalorian premieres on what date?
October
The
30th.
30th.
October 30th. All right. All right. So Count Dooku, he was a menacing Sith Lord and central figure in the Clone Wars. Once a Jedi trained by Yoda, he became disillusioned with the Jedi Order and thirsted for greater power. But was it really the corruption of the Jedi Order itself that led to the creation of Darth Tyrranus?
Wokey religions and ancient.
I'm going to cut. So 5, 4. Hold on. I got to fix it. All right. Ready? 5, 4, 3.
Wokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Force is with me, and I am with the Force.
If you live long enough, you see the same eyes in different people.
All right, Samuel the Hutt.
That's me.
Initial Count Dooku thoughts. What do you think about this guy?
I think it's interesting to see like a royalty figure in Star Wars, because you could argue Padme. She was definitely a royalty figure, but that was pretty short, and she wasn't like a Force user or anything. So it's interesting to see this Count of a really wealthy planet who's very influential in the galaxy, but he's also a Sith Lord. I think that's a really fresh character to see in Star Wars.
Awesome. BB Nate.
I'm forgetting the planet's name that he grew up on.
Serrano.
Well, not Serrano?
He didn't grow up on it. He
No.
grew up on Coruscant, but-
He grew up on Coruscant, but his actual home planet.
Yes.
I love the story and not the upbringing, but what sent him down the path of the dark side in Jedi Lost. I love the idea of he's connected to this monster. Spoilers, but it's been out for 2 years. This monster underneath his home planet, and it's the dark side. And I love the concept of Count Dooku as being a Jedi, and he's not that bad of a bad guy, even when he's a Sith, and he doesn't think himself as a bad guy. He finds himself to be a Jedi. We even see this in Attack of the Clones when he captured. No, is it Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith? I think that's Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones.
He calls himself a Jedi. Every time he refers to himself, he refers to himself as a Jedi. So I love the concept and the character of Count Dooku.
Might be, without a doubt, my favorite character from the prequels. Which
above
is
like
above
Ewan McGregor's
Kenobi,
Obi-Wan.
above Kenobi. I love Kenobi.
Wow.
But this is taking in the whole of the prequel era. Everything
Talking
involved,
about Clone
not
Wars,
just
everything.
the films. If you're just going with films, Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi steals the show.
Okay.
If you're bringing in, just the Clone Wars itself, the series, the TV series, I still think that Kenobi steals the show. I loved Dooku Jedi Lost. I mean, I absolutely found that to be brilliant storytelling and helps me understand Dooku so much better. It changed the way I viewed him in the prequels and what he did. I wanted to go back and watch the prequels. I watch him differently when we see Clone Wars episodes with him in it. Everything is different about Count Dooku. Even going back, I know I talk about it on this show a lot, but even going back to the prequel novels, the version of Dooku in prequel novels is very similar to the version of the Dooku that we get in Dooku Jedi Lost, and I love that character. He's, without a doubt, one of my favorite characters in all Star Wars, and head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to the whole of the prequel era. So let's talk about him in these different areas. BB Nate, go first. Talk with a little bit about who he was like, what he's like in the prequels.
So yeah, in the prequels, he is, when people like casual Star Wars fans just see him in the prequels, they don't think much of him. They just think him as a side bad guy. Well, the bad guy in Attack of the Clones, because that's really the only
Right, we have
version.
Maul in Phantom Menace, so we have to have Dooku in...
And then Palpatine in
Yeah.
Episode 3. So he's not that big of a villain, but when you get into Dooku Jedi Lost, when you get into Clone Wars, it's a lot more of a fleshed out character, and you understand him more. In Attack of the Clones, he is a hidden Sith Lord. Nobody really... I mean, they know that he went to the dark side and he left the Jedi Order.
Do they know that he went to the dark side in Attack of the
I think
Clones?
it's very heavily... I think Kenobi senses it and understands it, especially when he's captured.
Okay.
But...
I think they all just basically thought he just became the Count of Sereno and just kind of stopped.
But he is a hidden Sith Lord in Attack of the Clones, and he's, again, even though he is a Sith Lord, he is not that bad of a bad guy. He isn't a really bad villain. He's just, I'm not going to say he's misunderstood, because that's like where everybody goes to. I'm saying that he isn't as violent of a villain as Maul or even Palpatine.
Well, he's more plotting.
He is. He's a more strategic bad guy, and the thing is that I really don't like is that in Revenge of the Sith he just dies. He just forward that he's betrayed by his master, and that helps move Palpatine forward. But I really wanted Count Dooku more in the movies, especially. I loved the idea of Count Dooku, and I love him more in the prequels now that I've listened to Dooku Jedi Lost, that I've seen the Clone Wars. I love him more in the prequels, but I just think that if we got a little bit more of him, I wouldn't have complained. So,
Samuel the Hutt, Clone Wars series.
It's interesting to see more of him in like this in-between stage. So we've seen a fair bit of him before he turned or left the Order. He wasn't even like dark side at that point. He just left the Order at the end of Jedi Lost. So it's interesting to see him before, and then we see a bit of him, during that time. But it's never really fleshed out that much in the movies. Again, he's just a little bit in Clone Wars or Attack of the Clones, and then a little bit in Revenge of the Sith. But in the Clone Wars, we really get to see his thought process and why he's doing what he's doing. I mean, he's not only a political leader. I mean, he's the political head of the Separatists trying to take over the galaxy at this point, right? I mean, we know that he's really being controlled by Sidious at this point, but he's the face of the Separatist movement. But behind all that, he's got another agenda. He's still trying to take over Palpatine's place. Well, yes, he's being controlled by Palpatine. He's doing the Sith thing you do, and he's trying to take him over. So he takes apprentices like Asajj and Savage, very similar names, and he's still trying to take it over. But we see that he's just selfish the whole way through. We see that not only is he trying to take over the galaxy, but he's trying to, for his master, but he's also trying to usurp his master at the same time.
Do you think that there's an element, and I say I would probably have thought this more before Dooku Jedi Lost than afterwards, but do you think there's an element in the Clone Wars of Dooku trying to overcome the Emperor for almost good reasons, like go dark in order to take over the Emperor? I don't think it's the case when you get through Jedi Lost, but in the Clone Wars, do you get that feel at all?
I think that he left the Jedi Order because he doesn't agree with their morals and what they do, and they're hypocritical, and I think that he had good reason to leave the Jedi Order. Do I think that he just went dark side to take over Palpatine? No. Do I think that if he did take over Palpatine, he would stay in power? That's a different question that's harder to answer, because I don't know if he would. I know he doesn't seem like a ruler of the galaxy kind of guy. He just seems like he would care for the people more than anything. He cares for the people. That's who he is. And so I don't think that he would take over Palpatine and stay in power. Would he just go to the dark side to take over Palpatine and then switch back to the light? I don't think that's what would happen. Would he take over Palpatine, have no more Sith Lord in power, and then just let there be no Sith? Maybe. but I don't think he would go back to the light side.
Okay.
That's just
That's interesting. I've already expressed how much I really am fascinated with the larger story of Dooku that we get in Dooku Jedi Lost, because we basically get his entire arc, and we understand who he is. We understand this fear of his family on Sereno, the Count of Sereno, rejecting him because of the history of the Sith and on the planet of Sereno, and the fear of any Jedi, any Force user. To where he's rejected and basically thrown out of the States, and Yoda's called and said, if you want this kid, come get him, but otherwise he's basically going to die. That's the way his story starts, and he's raised, and then he finds out who his family is. He finds out about all of this, and he's got this unbelievable power. The thing that's interesting about Dooku in Jedi Lost is that he's a true believer. He is all about the Jedi. He is fully committed to the light side of the Force, and to righteousness, and to justice, and to doing things that are I think the scenes that you see this are mostly it's set up with Sifo Dyas, when Sifo Dyas starts having these visions of this planet that's going to have this catastrophic moment where everybody, countless are going to die. There's going to be all these fires, and the Jedi Council and the Senate refuses to act. And they don't believe Sifo Dyas's visions, and then they start coming true. And Jedi and Dooku starts to understand that there are things about the Force that they're not teaching within the Jedi Order, that they won't allow him to understand. And Sifo Dyas keeps having these visions, and then Sifo Dyas and then it kind of comes to a head again at the end of the book, not with Sifo Dyas specifically, but when his comes back begging him to come back to Sereno and help with their brother that's become this evil despot, and these attacks that are going against them, and all this stuff that's going on. They refuse. The Jedi Council once again refuses to help. And so Dooku sees things very black and white. There's right and there's wrong. And the Jedi Order is not doing the right thing. And then they don't care about Sereno. They don't care about the planet. They don't care about the people until Dooku goes and saves the people, saves the planet. In the process, they find out that this planet has this unbelievable mineral, this resource on the planet that's extremely valuable. And now suddenly everybody in the Jedi Order and the Senate's like, yeah, we're going to come help all you guys all you want. And that's what sets him off. Mm-hmm. That's when he decides, I cannot have anything. And yes, is there dark side moments throughout this story?
Yes.
A ton of them for him. But that's the moment when he realizes that there's this hypocrisy within the Jedi Order. There's this, we don't care about your planet thing unless it's something that benefits us. And it's what sets him down this path. And of course, Sidious is being Sidious, and he's using it against him.
Okay, I have a question. If that other master, the master that Dooku wanted to train with, do you think that...
Yeah, I can't remember her name. I had it just a second ago.
Do you think that if she actually chose him, would he not be Darkseid? Do you think that he would still be in the Jedi Order?
That's a great question, because this, is it Lynn Castano or something like that?
Yeah, Lynn Castano.
Lynn Castano. She's the one that's training Sifo Dyas. She takes Sifo Dyas and she's got this, I have to understand the dark side. I have to understand the Sith. We have to understand what they've done, because they're evil and we need to know what we're up against.
Right.
And so she's obsessed with the dark side from that perspective. And there's this dark side within Dooku that's just fighting. He's fighting against, instead of understanding how to deal with it. And maybe Lynn Castano, that's a good question, BB Nate. Maybe Lynn Castano could have helped him learn how to process the darkness within him and deal with the darkness within him.
Because she had darkness within her too.
She did, but she never went dark side.
No.
With it, she was definitely not the right master for Sifo Dyas, because she can't help Sifo Dyas with his visions throughout this. It's a really good question. Any other thoughts on Dooku Jedi Lost?
No, I think y'all pretty well summed it up.
All right, so
it's a good book.
It's a great book. You should check it out. For this week's Dad moment,
I am the Father.
We're just going to, you know this if you watch this or listen to this show. We're Christian. We believe that Jesus Christ was more than just a religious teacher. He's the Son of God, and we believe in his church. And this is hard at times because many within this organized Christian church, this religion, we see corruption, and they've a lot of times turned what we believe is biblical faith into something very distorted. And that can often cause disillusionment within us, because these fallen humans fail to live up to the principles of our faith doesn't make the faith the problem. We're the problem within it, and it should cause us to seek to be better, and not to actually not abandon our faith. Anyway, next week we'll talk about that. If we're going to talk about bad guys, we haven't talked about Palpatine. What are we doing? So
yeah, he's kind of important.
Yeah, Darth Sidious is where we're going. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Anything else?
So Luke Skywalker fought the ghosts of the Grand Inquisitor. This was in the comics.
Explain. I know.
So, we know that the Grand Inquisitor, again, wasn't that really bad of a bad guy. I mean, he even turned good at the end.
Well, he was obviously originally a Jedi.
He was originally a Jedi Temple guard. And he didn't he turn good at the end? I don't remember.
I don't think
it's been a long time since I've seen Rebels.
Pretty dead.
Yes. But when he's dead, Darth Vader actually brings him back from the dead to be kind of a ghost that can take physical form. And right after he fights Luke Skywalker, Grand Inquisitor's like, "Can you let me die now?" He's like, "Can you let me go?" And he says, "No, you'll be a tool for me later." And
I think we need to start getting these Darth Vader
and
comics.
He said that, and the Inquisitor said that there are worse things than death, and this is one of them.
Wow.
Being undead, basically.
Yeah.
And a tool for Vader.
Yeah, and speaking of the Darth Vader comic series, we're actually going to see Darth Vader meet the Webbish Bog, that spider that was originally going to be at the beginning of Rise of Skywalker.
And isn't that the spider in Lords of the Sith? Am I thinking of the right one?
No, I don't think so. There was supposed to be this big spider that Kylo Ren confronts on Mustafar when he gets the Wayfinder on that, and they cut that. It's actually in the novelization, but they cut it from the movie. Well, Darth Vader's gonna be on Mustafar and meet the Webbish Bog.
There's so much that we missed in Rise of Skywalker.
I know. That'll be coming out this December in Darth Vader number 8.
Yep. And then Penny McCarthy, who played multiple Cantina characters in A New Hope, died this week.
Yeah. She played that. What was that one species?
Davaronian, I think.
Yeah.
The devil-looking horn.
That's
things.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Iconic character as far as visually going from the story. With that. All right, that's cool. All right,
so please give us a review on iTunes and Google Podcasts and whatever podcatcher that you use. It will very much help us, and it definitely helps people find the show if you give us a review. We haven't had one in a long time, and we're losing our confidence. So please give us a review. And if it also helps if people do look at the podcast.
And if you do a review to make sure that we know that you did it, it's really awesome if you can just take a screenshot of it, tweet it to us at Tatooine Sons. It'll help us to make sure that we know it.
And we'll read it on the air if it's not full of bad words and it's positive.
Yeah, if it's positive and not bad, not going to make us curse. All right.
All right, and then while you're at it, go ahead and follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all at Tatooine Sons, SONS. And then be sure to join our discussion group on Facebook. It's Tatooine Sons Discussion Group, and that'll allow you to see content that you wouldn't be able to normally see on other platforms. Helps you interact with us. You can share your stuff, and it just helps you shape our show in a way. So
absolutely, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
a lot. We've had some audio issues, but we're getting a little bit closer with it. We're going to figure out what's going on. I don't know if it's internet or computer issues right now, so we'll check it out. But yeah, maybe next weekend we'll try to do this all over again. Maybe we can do better.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say?
Mm-hmm. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you always.
This party's over.
I like that Wookiee.
Don't get technical with me.
Joy, please.
All right.
Oh, it didn't work as well as the other times.
Okay. I'm starting to forget what the real Cantina band sounds like.
I know.
It's
What's
so
up, guys?
similar.
It is really similar.
All right. So, well, we're getting there.
Yeah.
The video creates some challenges. I'm not sure if it's slowing down my computer speed and causing problems with the recording. Literally, the audio would just stop playing with certain pieces when we were trying to do that. So we're gonna see if we can get this figured out. Maybe we can get our internet working better. Maybe we can get my computer to function at a little bit higher rate.
But did the Jesus is a Friend of Mine page load?
It didn't. So let's see if we can pull it up now.
Shame.
All right, let's see if we can find that. Because if you haven't seen Jesus is a Friend,
What are you doing?
all right, let's see. Oh, there it is. Hold on, let me get it up here just for you that stuck around all the way to the end.
Oh.
If it'll load.
I'm sorry.
Did anybody stick?
If you
All right. You're going to see an ad here. We'll skip it as soon as we get it.
Sorry, we don't pay.
Yeah, we don't pay for
$15 for YouTube Premium every month.
All
Is it
right.
$8?
Let me cancel this real quick. Hold on. Let's share screen. Da-da-da-da. Chrome tab. Share audio. This is going to be
I'm gonna move over to the computer.
A lot of fun for you guys.
I don't have to watch it to get the idea.
All right, here we go. I'm going to
And
start.
a team, you have to try Monday.com. Monday.com is a platform to track everything your team is.
All right, here we go. Just for you. This is going to make your weekend.
I need to learn the bass to this.
Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine.
Can you believe that somebody recorded this?
Jesus is a friend.
The guy playing bass.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
He taught me how to live my life as it should be.
Oh, I've still got like graphics on the screen. I gotta get those
I've had friends before, and I can tell you that.
So sorry. So sorry. Oh my gosh.
Jesus is my friend.
Dude, this you know what, Savannah? Since you stuck around,
she did.
Jordan's here, Shannon's here. You guys get to watch Jesus is a Friend of Mine.
This is gonna be stuck in your head for weeks now. It's hard not to kind of sing along with it.
I cannot believe that this is actually public.
Jesus is a friend of mine. He's got a groovy bass.
Look at her. That girl. Hold on. What? Hold on. The girl that was on there that was bad.
I'll just
Not
have to
her.
watch the
Not
video
her.
later.
Oh my gosh.
Get inside.
Oh, this is awesome.
Isn't that bass?
It's good bass. It's got a good line.
Yeah.
It's got a good
I need
line.
to learn that.
Yeah, the synthesizer.
Synthesizer.
Yeah, this is so
This guy playing this is a character.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Oh yeah. Aren't you excited you stuck around for this? Some of you have no idea.
I tried to run and hide, but Jesus came and found me, and he
We should do one of these videos at the end of every video recording.
Yeah.
Just for you guys
We
to
should
stick
open it
around.
up like on our discussion group for people to post videos that
Yeah.
we should watch at the end. Make sure they're like family
You should
friendly.
be laughing, Jordan, because this is. I love the little lady here. This one right here in the corner. That she's kind of like, I'm dying. I'm dying here. They made me do this.
I got paid $20.
I got exactly. They gave me pizza, and now I have to do this.
I have nothing to say. He'll love me when I'm perfect if I ever get that way.
Oh my God!
Jesus is a friend.
I've never listened to this far. I could never do it.
Jesus is
In the immortal words of Brennan Manning, this is what makes an unbelieving. This is what an unbelieving world finds unbelievable.
This does not give us a good
and they're like,
reputation.
yeah, I can't do this. All right. This is not supposed to be on purpose.
That's terrific, Sal.
Seriously.
Thank you very
That's
much.
terrific,
Beautiful,
Sal.
beautiful.
It's
Well,
beautiful. Yeah.
It's not terrific.
All right. Well, you can get back over there if you want, BB Nate. We'll finish
yeah.
up. We'll
That
finish up
was
this
something.
show. Well, God bless you guys for watching that.
Right.
We're gonna find one
No.
of these. Wait, is another one playing? Satan is a friend of mine. All right, we're not watching
Wow.
that one.
Is that seriously? what
That's
was
literally the next video that came up.
Let's move on.
Okay. All right.
Well, thanks for watching.
We're sorry, but
And,
not really.
Next week, find another one. Jordan's like, give us another one. No, we'll do one next week. Next time we record,
We got to think of something we could do, Nate.
There's the guy that's there's one Bryce Brummett and Sarah Brummett. and I have like this back and forth where we send these videos to each other.
Really?
And there's some amazing ones out there. Let's just say.
Should do like a JP Sears video though.
So
Mm.
these are good. All right, guys. We're gonna go find some dinner.
We have no idea what we're gonna eat though.
Yeah, so we're gonna figure it out. So, all right, we love you guys. You guys are awesome.
May the force be with you.
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 This is the way.
This is the way. All right, bye.